Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/ bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, baby!
Oh, no.
Hey, baby! Baby!
Dickie, baby.
Hey, baby, I'm 140, baby!
Hey, Dick, look over here.
Hey, I can't see you!
No, look over here. We're here. I'll wave
I'm
my
looking
arms.
at the brick wall
I'm
up in D.C., baby!
Waving my arms. I'm right here, baby. Dickie,
It's
baby.
NCAA action. March Madness. But correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
The championship game will not be in March, right?
No, it's
the
April
championship
6th.
game will be. Well, then what is that about?
Well,
They're
the
calling it
bulk of the
March
games
Madness.
are in March.
Yeah, but you know what that is,
Well,
Mike? The
I know.
championship.
I want to sound. When Oscar says that, I want to sound like Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. I know that. But yeah, I'm trying
That's
to
the
print out
April
my.
Fool's joke, Mike, is that the championship is in April, but the madness is in March. March!
Baby!
March!
Baby!
On the
I am
20th.
trying to print my bracket.
Print it out as a PDF. That'll help.
Here, I looked. I Googled NCAA printable bracket.
Yes.
And then I go to SB Nation, which is what? Suck
No.
Balls
No,
Nation?
Super Bowl maybe? Super Bowl Nation?
SB
SB
Nation.
Nation's one of those just sports websites.
Ah,
Okay.
I see.
So, but it's the first thing that popped up.
Ah,
and it
good
goes
for
down
them.
and it says print.
Go ahead.
Printable NCAA bracket 2015, baby.
Well, Mike, if you can't print your bracket, there's really only one thing you need to know, and that's the 7th seed. That's it.
Oh, no, not again.
That's all you need to know.
This ruse.
V.
Not yet.
Boo.
C.
They
C.
play
U.
on Thursday. So everybody wear your black and yellow, and if you're lucky to have a class ring like me, it's time to get it out.
Maryland got hosed with number 4.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, the 4 seed.
I can't read it because it's too small. Wait, I know how I'll do. I'll blow it up.
Yeah. Oh, here we
blow it
go,
up here.
everybody.
West Virginia, 5th
With the
seed.
full voice. Ready? V.
V.
C.
C.
This is the worst.
U. VCU.
Theater.
VCU.
Theater.
Go,
Theater.
go.
Arts.
I mean, he only cares because he can sing a song and draw attention to himself. That's the
That's
only
it.
reason he
The
cares.
welcome to his world.
That's it.
That's his world.
I have no
He's-
idea.
If you had,
know?
if you were
Name
a
one
VCU
player on the
student-
team. One player.
I like the coach, Shaka Smart. What I think is
jerk.
important to know here is that if you have a really rotten school like VCU, and for what?
I don't
couple
think
weeks
you
a
can
year?
say they're rotten anymore.
Oh, they were though when I was there.
Yeah, but this is like the 4th year that they've been in the tournament.
Yeah,
a
but-
solid run.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still pretty rotten.
I'm a fan of the number 3 seed.
Hey, what is that there?
University of Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, this was.
SAE. Yes, you see.
You know, Mike,
Uh,
a lot of people will say University of Oklahoma, they need a win after this week. Don't they? Doesn't seem like
pretty
they've had
good, Rob.
a pretty
Pretty
good
good.
run. They need a win, and that's why
It's the usual suspects most of the time, isn't it? I mean, you got your Cincinnati, they're always there. Kentucky's always there. Villanova's always there. North Carolina State's always there. Ooh, I'll see LSU has made it into the big dance.
Rob, I know how to get Mike really interested in this.
How's that?
All right, Mike.
Yes.
Why
Hello,
don't we do
Oscar. I'm
this?
right here. I'm here all
You
week.
love to gamble, right?
I do.
We can both fill out brackets. We'll leave the cheapskate out of this because she's gonna have to ask Carrie for permission. So we'll figure this
Right.
out.
Oh, and then you
And
can
she's
ask-
coming back from her vacation, making mad love to all the men in Key West.
So
I'll ask Gary for money, and he can ask for speech lessons.
it's too late.
It's a
Too
uza
late.
gaza
It would've
aza
been-
uza
it would
aza.
have been better earlier.
Yeah.
Mike, why don't we both bet $100 on who has the best bracket?
Did you just complete?
I love me the gambling. I love
Yeah,
me
you
the
do.
gambling. Carla, can I please bet $100 without giving who's got it? All right, I need somebody to help me with my bracket.
No,
then,
no,
if I'm
you-
gonna bet.
100%, Mike. What you need to lean on.
Well, no. When do we have to have our bracket? Here's the thing. When do we have to have the bracket? Are we going to do it right now?
End of the show, yeah.
No, you conjuring person.
No.
We'll
I'm
do
not
it. How about tomorrow? How
Okay,
about tomorrow?
that's fair.
Same time, same place. We'll do this, and we will go through our bracket.
Oh,
And
no. To go through the entire. How about you just submit your bracket, and then we'll compare both as the games go on?
That sounds like a plan, Oscar. That sounds like a delightful plan.
You know who I
think
I think you got to lean on North Florida, Robert Morris. I just love the way that name
there
jumps
you
out.
go.
And Stephen F. Austin. I like all the universities named after people.
Oh no, I know who's going to win.
that?
I'm totally committed. Harvard. Harvard is in the big dance, an Ivy League entry.
right.
Isn't that fantastic?
They're the ones wearing long pants.
I'm so sick of the Midwestern schools. Sorry, Iowa, but I mean, is Iowa even in it? Iowa's not in it, are they? I don't see Iowa.
I'm looking right now.
But it's like Indiana, Kansas, Wisconsin.
Iowa is 7th seeded, and they're playing
It's
in
like
the South.
Sparts.
Yes,
You know?
Iowa
Anyway.
is in the South, Mike.
Virginia's in there. I am looking for where are the American University Eagles?
That didn't really work out for them, Mike.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
damn! What a shame. I'm looking for the small schools. There don't seem to be. Oh, there's Iowa State. Iowa State made it in.
Yeah, but Iowa did as well.
Oh, the Iowa's in there.
Yes.
Where's Iowa?
They are 7th seeded against Davidson in the South.
They're in the South.
Oh, they're in the South.
Yeah.
Well, I see. You see.
Actually,
That's interesting.
Mike, if you
yeah.
want to know all the teams that are playing, I didn't know we were going to play it this soon, but this song might help you keep track of all the teams. Just write them down.
Pirates, Aztecs, Colonials, Boilermakers, Spartans, Hoyas, Fighting Irish Crusaders, Blazers, Terriers, Hawkers, Buckets, Ducks, Flyers, Sooners, Cyclones, Badgers, Cardinals, and Friars.
This year?
This is all this year, yeah.
Mustangs, Broncos, Utes, Rams, Ospreys, Bulls, Bison, Cougars, and Crimson. Take a deep breath, we're only halfway done.
Here's the rest.
Same guy.
Raiders, Blue Devils,
Yep.
Tar Heels, Chanticleers, Jayhawks, Huskies, Bears, Bearcats, Musketeers, Great Danes, 3 Bulldogs, Rebels, and Mountaineers, Terrapins, 2 Bruins, Hoosiers, Reds from Cavaliers, 4 Wildcats, Leopards, Shockers, Razorbacks, 2 Tigers, 2 Panthers, Lumberjacks, Jaspers, Wolfpack, Eagles, that's it. Write them down, get out your brackets. It's March Madness.
Mike.
Always-
Championship played in April.
Always a tight. What is Oscar's going to get a big laugh now? So I see on my little bracket thing it says pin it. What does pin it mean? What should I do to pin it?
That's if you're on Pinterest, Mike.
Oh, Pinterest. Okay.
How many people on Pinterest do you think are pinning their brackets?
Oh, my
Right under
God.
their
I don't
collages and
Mike.
their recipes, right?
Yes. Hello.
How about this?
I'm here.
If
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
got it.
a filled out bracket by tomorrow, start a show, the bet is good. If it's not
All right.
filled out, the bet is not
Okay.
good.
Is Rofo coming in tomorrow morning?
He is.
No. All right. Task him with that, will you, please? Thank you. Thank you very
that.
much.
He
That's
hasn't gambled well for you in decades.
No, he
That's
hasn't.
true.
You know, I'm going to take this one on myself. I'm
Well,
going
you
to.
have a better shot doing it yourself than actually going.
Yeah.
Even if you get with.
I listen to sports radio. Any moron can do this.
There you go.
Yeah, go
I
with
mean,
the
really.
uniforms, Mike. Pick colors you like.
Didn't we remember that when we all remember it started to get popular, Rob? We were told
Yes.
that we had to like show an interest in the NCAA.
Right.
Someone
So-
told you that?
Yeah.
No, I mean you just get to
Well, they
it's
could certainly
trending and
urge us to do that.
urges. Hey, would you guys like to do a bracket promo? Oh God, okay, sure, whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry. Here's my philosophy. You see.
Yes.
I don't believe that these young men and women should be occupying so much of their time with this basketball nonsense when they could be out there improving their educational credentials.
Why couldn't they be like Oscar and study groups all weekend? Study.
Exactly.
That's how we beat the Chinese, Mike.
Thank you. Yep. Hey, and we've got to go back to that.
Right.
You know, I mean, sure, you don't have the University of Beijing in the brackets, but they're lapping us when it comes to innovation and technology. That's it.
They did not get seeded this year. UB,
right.
Mike. UB is not.
You guys
UB,
Top
University of
64.
Beijing.
are the worst. Jeez.
Yeah,
Hey, baby, there's Wang Dang Wang.
Actually,
Look at
Mike-
him run down the court, baby.
I found UB. They're in the Far East bracket.
All right, you can start the show, you hump, with that one. Thank you.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
This is great. This is what you were talking about. I interview this guy.
You joking me, man? He's the most reclusive leader on the planet. It's not gonna happen. He lives in North Korea. We can't go there.
Dave Skylark gets it anywhere. You remember that club? 3-month waiting list. First night.
I don't think it's quite the same thing.
Well, there were a lot of Asian girls there.
It's impossible, Dave.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that interview. Everyone is gonna take you super duper seriously, and then you're never gonna leave me.
North Korea's in the Olympics, right? I bet they have an office that is set up to communicate with the Olympic Committee, so there's probably some infrastructure for communicating with the outside world through that.
Good idea. Those wheels are turning.
If I leave a message for that office,
Yeah.
then maybe, if they're a fan of the show, that could actually work. We could interview the most famous man on the planet.
Yeah.
That would be the biggest interview ever.
Guys. I don't know if you've heard this, but some pictures just came out where it looks like McConaughey's f***ing a goat.
Whoa. McConaughey, go
McConaughey goat.
Okay, we obviously have to have him on to do that, so we should put that together. But we're doing this North Korea thing, okay?
First thing tomorrow.
Book him, though.
Okay.
Book him.
Get him. Get the go.
I'm on him.
Get the go. Got some questions for that goat.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Robb Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
Well, I can't tell you, Ross, just how incredibly disappointed I am that I did not take the time out of my busy schedule to watch that film that Robb was playing a clip from. That's the interview, correct?
Yeah, kiss your good lady for me.
Oh my God, that what a bag of crap that movie sounds like. You know, you're not allowed to weigh in on it. You don't know good movies, for the love
Mike,
of God.
if you invest just 15 minutes and watch the first 15 minutes, you'll be fine.
Really?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I thought it was fun.
The interview, it was Oscar thought it was fun. It was a romp.
Yeah.
Oscar Santana raves a feel-good romp through North Korea.
You would be on the poster if they released it.
A lot of fun.
Live from
I'll take
Happy
it.
Pfeiffer
Good
Studios.
paycheck.
From sunny Southwest Florida in the best exotic marigold infection hotel. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, powered by Encore Insurance Services and heard daily for over 5 years at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Online, on air, and on your mobile device, the Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet because they get it. And if you're here, you do too. I want to tell you, CH Wine, they're fine. I love my CH Wine, and winging their way to my home right now is lot number 545, my Coombsville Cabernet, baby.
Oh, look at
my
you.
Coombsville Cabernet, baby. I am so excited about this recent purchase. Lot number 545. I shouldn't even be telling you this, but I'm telling you. It's probably sold out. Sorry.
Well,
I
you got
it.
yours.
You didn't.
You got yours.
We love Cameron Hughes Wine. They find premium vineyards that have a little extra supply of their best wine. CH Wine buys the extra, sells these exceptional wines at great everyday prices. I have 12 bottles of the Coombsville Cabernet coming to my home. No, I'm sorry, 6 bottles.
Okay.
Because this is the real special stuff.
Oh,
I
good.
said to Carl, I said, when lot number 545 gets here, you do not drink that with your mother. Thank you very much. Bye, baby.
Iron fist,
She walked
baby.
through the door right when I was doing that. Cameron Hughes is fantastic. We love them. Their average bottle costs about $15. Those bottles are winning awards. Some are rated at over 90 points. Cameron Hughes wine is available in local retailers, but we really want you to try these wines, so we got you a special deal. Free shipping and an extra 20% off select bottles. This is great. Yes, Oscar Santana.
Mike, this weekend I was telling one of my deans about Cameron Hughes because he's a big red wine guy.
There
he
you go.
texted me just this morning and said, I
Hello.
signed up for Cameron Hughes. Thank you.
Oh, that's
Yay!
cool.
I
Easy
love it.
A.
Yeah,
Here's the
wait.
only way to get free.
Need a help in that class.
Here's the only way to get free shipping and up to 20% off. Visit chwine.com. Click the microphone in the upper left-hand corner and enter TMOS. Save a ton of money on shipping and get fantastic wine delivered right to your door. That's chwine.com. Click the mic and enter TMOS. chwine.com. Don't wait. You need to try this wine right now. It's amazing, and the offer will not last. And by the way, I'm not sure if the 20% is off on my lot 545.
It's
Don't know
select
that for
bottles.
sure.
Check the website for details.
Very,
But isn't
very
the
good.
concept great? We talk about business all the time in
Yes.
business school, and they said, well, what's the concept here? I said, well, you simply, and this isn't part of the commercial, I S you not. I had this conversation with one of the deans because he's mentioning that he's into red wines, and I just casually mentioned it to him without being too crass about it, and he said,
I got to get that meatball.
well, I'm going to try. He goes, I'm going to.
Man, boy.
I'm going to try it. And most people, when they say they're going to try it, they say, I'll try, and you'll get some sort of follow-up once in
Right.
a while.
Sure.
He went as far as to ask me on his smartphone. He goes, do you mind putting in the URL on the smartphone so I can remember this? And boom. This morning he texted me. He said, this is great. I can't wait for the wines to arrive. Good to go.
Well, and here's the thing. I think he's going to be pleased like everybody else.
Of course,
you can't go wrong.
People are raving about that. Welcome to the show. Whoa, whoa. Great time this weekend with me. Over the weekend, I actually pulled the trigger, just little old me, at the old ball yard with a listener.
Oh, my
Listener
God.
Patrick came down from Maine, Scarsboro, Maine.
Dangerous.
And he came and joined me, and we hung out 7 innings of baseball. And then I told him beforehand, I said, I normally stay for about 5-6 innings. For you, sir, 7.
Solid
7
Let's
innings.
see, right to the stretch.
But I will tell you this: after 7 innings, it is I'm out of there. And so I left out. We had just a wonderful. Here's what it is.
Right.
I always make a joke about. Well, I don't make a joke about it. It's our slug line that if you get it, listen and you'll get it.
Right.
The fact is, our listeners do get it. So when I hang out with a listener, it's really like hanging out with a friend. I mean, most people are pretty darn cool.
They are.
And this guy was fascinating. He had a great story. He was fun to talk to.
Was he
enjoyed the Sox, loved the Sox.
He was an out-of-towner, wasn't he?
He was an out-of-towner.
Wow.
Had a pre-arranged trip down here. He has in-laws down here. And he was already down. A buddy and him were coming down. His buddy is a Sox maniac. His buddy already had tickets, so he had his own. It was kind of the only funny moment when I greet these 2 guys. I see 2 guys walking up, and I forget. Yeah, everybody, you travel with a guy or a gal, and you're down here either on a vacation trip, golfing or whatever. So when he showed up, it didn't surprise me. But the guy walks over, and is like, "Hey, this is so and so," and then he looked over, and was like, "Okay," and the guy just goes, phew, and just takes off. Like obviously I was gonna be, I maybe
He
would
wanted
feel
you to himself.
I don't know what it was, but he didn't need to shoo the man away. But the man had his own tickets.
I need to ask a favor of you, Mike. My clock
Yes.
has stopped, and I need
Yes.
to know where we are in the show time-wise.
Okay, I will cough 3 times
Yes.
when we hit the 17-minute mark.
17-minute will be the cough.
Let me just say, when we hit the 17-minute mark,
Right.
I will cough 3 times, and you
Excellent.
will know that it is time to click that. And
So
I'll
sorry
do
the
it.
Presidian let me down today.
Oh, my God.
It never
Be
happened.
aware of the fact coughs coming up in
Yes.
5, 1004,
This is one
1003, 1002, 1001.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you very
I love this.
Shut up, Frankie!
Whoa. Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
You were telling a lovely story about the listener.
You were.
Yes. Well, no, it just was effortless. And
But
I
did
think
you
that
have dread going into it?
No, I
Okay.
kind of, I knew this guy. He's actually been an active fan of the show, and we probably commiserated Red Sox before, so I had an idea of who he was. But really, he was talking about, we're sitting up there. Before we went to our other seats, we sat at the row of seats that's up above the section, and we were just kind of hanging, sitting in somebody else's seats. There weren't a lot of people there yet. And he said, it's weird because, I really don't know who the hell you are, but I know who you are because I listen all the time. So I kind of feel like I know you. And I said, well, that's the nature of
That's
what
the
we
way
do.
it should be. That's actually that's
and then we kissed. Then we kissed each other.
that is the greatest compliment because that means you are your story is actually transcending just what's going through the speakers, right?
Well, it's that type of. We've always talked about what we do in this world of radio, and now in podcasting, even more intimate. That people really do get to know us. So I mean, that's the reason we will stay 3 hours and 15 minutes after a live show and sign autographs and say hi to people, because we know that everybody that supports us, so many of them want a one-on-one connection. They really, really
Mike,
do.
And not in a scary stalker way.
It's not like, and it's not like real celebrities, and so we'll never be real celebrities. So that's the way it goes.
You're the closest we'll ever be to.
No,
yes.
but I mean, it's not
And
ever
Tony.
going
What
to
was
be
that
that
like?
way. What's that?
You mean you get recognized more than anyone I know personally.
True enough.
That's what happens. It's a true.
I don't think it gets old. I think it's fun. Because it never happens so often that it's a pain. And really, down here, I can't get recognized. I can't get picked out of a lineup.
To be fair, many of the people in your neighborhood don't recognize their family.
Well, many of them can't see. So
right.
that's,
Mike,
that's basically the way it goes.
I pictured, and it was 50-50 with me, what I was expecting and what I was hoping for. I didn't know if it was going to be The Fan 2, if you remember that movie with Robert De Niro.
Very scary. With Wesley Snipes, right? Wesley Snipes, wasn't it?
Nice. So I thought The Fan 2 was going to happen, or B, you were going to come back here and you were going to say this guy was just a 10, And what a great moment.
That
It
was
was a lot of
super
fun.
cool. I thought maybe at the end that I skated out of there a little early because it was I texted him afterwards, and we'll probably
Sexy picture?
No, we'll probably get together again. I mean, it just worked out that way. He was a good
really?
guy. Yeah,
Wow.
he's up in Maine. He's up in Maine. There's a
What part
limited
of Maine
number of
is he?
fandom up in Maine. The southern part. He's
So
a good
when
guy.
you arrive, you'll be in his neighborhood. What a neat
South
thing.
of Dick Queasy's?
It was no, not even a trace of that, which is a little disappointing because I would have liked to. Well, by golly, look at those Red Sox running those bases there like that, and it's the whole spring training thing. And I've figured out now that I've been a veteran of spring training baseball that you come down here for a leisurely afternoon or evening,
Right.
and really the game is interesting, but if something can happen outside of the game, that's what really gets
Yeah,
people
sure.
interested. And that's why the 300-pound woman who had a little trouble negotiating the upper grandstand steps down to the concrete.
They
and
can be rather severe.
You just hear the oh. And then everybody stands up, and you couldn't even see what was going on, but she was on the ground.
Oh, no.
no.
She took
Yeah,
a spill.
I shouldn't laugh at that.
Did she
took a-
drop her
Yes,
Red
she
Sox
did.
helmet full of ice cream?
Cholesterol.
300.
Lady, lady.
Oh, no. Was she all right?
I don't know.
Did
She
it-
when
did
I
it
left
draw blood?
at the 7. No, I didn't see any blood. I saw
Thank
a neck
Christ.
brace. I saw a neck brace.
Oh, that is not okay.
Well,
Hey,
was she wearing that before the fall, though? Because, if you can't see.
speaking of the ladies, what confections did you have at the ball game? Some of the best parts of going to a spring training ball game is
Great
the
food at that
concessions,
ballpark,
right?
yeah.
I had one Magic Hat premium pale ale.
all right.
Ah,
nice.
And it's not pale ale, is it, Rob? It's just a Magic Hat.
I think,
beer.
Magic Hat has several.
Yeah,
Magic Hat has
different
several varieties.
varieties.
Yeah.
And the reason they call it Magic Hat is if you drink 6 of them in rapid succession, you'll have an amazing desire to take off your pants and simply try on hats. That's why they call it Magic Hat. But no, it's
That is magic.
Look, I'll tell you, I'm
Just
not
tell
going to make
us.
any secret
Yeah.
about it. I've talked a lot about drinking, but it's like saying hello to an old friend. It's
Yeah.
great to be back. So you'll say, well, Mike, why did you only have one? Oh, because Carla and I had a bunch the night before.
Oh,
Thank you.
I see.
Nice.
And we had some last night too. Not a
look
lot,
at
but
this.
we did.
right
We went to
slow.
the
Get back
we went
on
to
the
the
horse,
tiki bar.
baby.
It's really like saying hello to an old friend. I didn't realize. Look,
We're gonna have
you
to
know,
start the show at noon.
yeah, right. No, we won't get back to that level. I promise you that. That's the old days. I really don't think I can ever get back to that level. But I'll try.
If you apply yourself, you can.
I'll try. Tomorrow's, the big day. Tomorrow's the big day. But it just was. It was a lot of fun, and for me, I think that for the first 20 minutes, I wasn't being the quiet one. I think for the first 20 minutes, I manically chewed this guy's ear off because I have been starved for human companionship outside of my own family.
Yeah.
And so I was just like going, yeah, so then we did this, then we did this, then we did this.
What are you
great,
doing
this is
tomorrow? I gotta go to
fantastic."
Costco.
Yeah, but then
you
then
up.
it kicked in at the end. It just kicked in where I'm not necessarily somebody who is big on hey, let's get together
That
after
was
the
your
game
fill.
or stuff.
That
but
was your fill.
I had
You
my,
had it. You're good.
and he was cool with that, and he
Did you
knew I
think
was
you
going to
came
leave.
out- Did you think he came out of the chute strong because you were like a little uptight?
No, I think that the thing is, there's a look that you have. Boy,
A look?
Oscar, Rob, have you guys ever gotten this? There's a look you get from a guy that might be a fan of the show. You're either approached by this type of person or you're not approached by this type of person, and it's the smirk. Do you know what I'm talking about, Rob?
yeah.
You know where
You know
somebody will be
what?
looking
I know
at you.
what you
Somebody will
really
be looking at
are.
you like this.
Like
Yeah.
they know what you're like. You're hiding
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Right.
They'll
And
come up
if
to you
I-
and they'll say, "Hi."
That's the best.
If I'd seen the smirk,
Yeah.
if I'd seen the smirk, I would have been. No, I got the step directly right up to me and goes, Mike.
Oh, I love the
and
smirk.
and I knew immediately. I knew the
That's
guy was
great.
going to be
I like
a
going
grown
over
up.
to people.
Smirk?
I like going over to people who are like, "Do you listen to the show?" And then I wait 1, 2, 3. Either they say yes, or they say, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh,
Well,
damn
I
it."
always said this that
And I soft
back.
you out of there.
Anytime that I've been recognized anywhere and not approached, and then the worst would be to come back in on the radio on Monday and say, "Hey, Mike, did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy that steak you were eating the other night?
Yeah, when they're underhanded and creepy.
Yeah, where they're
observe
creepy
you.
and we've all gotten that, and
yeah.
that's kind of nasty.
The
but
Mermelsteins of the world.
Hi.
Steve Mermelstein.
Hi,
everybody. Well, listen, tomorrow is the big day. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to make a major announcement about a very big-time celebrity guest right here on the Mike O'Mara Show for St. Patrick's Day, and I think you're going to be very, very surprised with who it is. We'll take a break, come back with more. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. Hi, everybody. It's Mike O'Mara here with some exciting news for all of you Mike O'Mara Show fans. We have upgraded our app for iOS and Android. Now you can listen on your phone, and it's the best and most powerful way to listen to TMOS that has ever been invented in the world. Download your free app upgrade at the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store and get ready to listen to TMOS in an easier way than you ever have before. That's right. We've upgraded our app. And it's incredible. Enjoy listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We've told you that Harry's gives you the best shave of your life. Harry's puts nearly a century of shaving experience into each blade from their German factory for a superior shave every single time. But what you need to know is that Harry's will save you a ton of money.
So true.
Since they make their own blades, you get an amazing shave at a fraction of the price of drugstore brands. You can upgrade your shave for less money than you pay now. It makes good sense, and they are fantastic. Try it, and you'll be a Harry's guy for life with extra dough in your pocket. Now, here's the deal. You can get $5 off your first purchase with our code TMOS. That means the starter set will only be $10, and in the starter set, you get the razor, 3 blades, and a bottle of shaving cream, all sent straight to your door with free shipping. And as always, your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed. Go to harrys.com right now.
Hold on, Mike. We need to be very clear. When should they go to harrys.com?
Right now.
Enter the code TMOS at checkout for $5 off your first order of a starter set. That's right, with the code TMOS, you get a month's worth of shaving for just $10. That's HARRYS.com and the TMOS code at checkout, and change the way you shave forever. Welcome back to the big show. Well, I'm very excited about the next guest, and we have one man who is probably going to be in a bit of a pucker until the guests walk in, because he'll be here. Put on his producer hat again.
He will be here, and I'm very excited that he will be
here. It's a great
get
get for Robb Spiewak.
And also bring along a friend that we have a past with. So it's going to be cool, as tomorrow we are joined in studio by NBC.
I'll let you make the announcement. Hold on. Don't.
Geez,
no, I still teach him. I still teach him. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, Robb.
Tomorrow we are joined in studio by a guy from television, NBC television, NBC newsman, host of Meet the Press, Chuck Todd.
There you go. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're
people that have been with us for a long time. We used to have a political correspondent, so-called, on the terrestrial show named Vaughn Ververs.
Oh, hey, come on. Now, what's that about? Now, don't do that.
But it turns out that Vaughn and Chuck came up through the ropes together, and they both have listened to you for over 20 years, and so they're both going to be joining us tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So, if you're listening from Meet the Press, the brand new host of Meet the Press, NBC political correspondent Chuck Todd will be coming in.
And who's going to be with him?
With his friend Vaughn Ververs. Oh, that's right. Now, what is Vaughn? Vaughn is at NBC now.
Yeah, he's
correct?
also at the NBC bureau here in DC now.
What does he do? What is he doing at the bureau?
He is doing what Vaughn does. He covers politics. But he's not on Meet the Press. He's not a regular on Meet the Press.
Okay, all right. So, we'll ask Vaughn, because Vaughn's been on the show a bunch of times.
NBC bureau correspondent Vaughn Ververs.
And it's a great time of year to, to get political people on the show, because, the world is going completely badass. But it's also St. Patrick's Day. So are you going to bring in green beer for these guys?
They requested black coffee and water. So maybe if we had
black coffee, is that really what they requested?
Maybe they have their green beer tonight. If you want to have green beer, I'll see if I can book someone from the Secret Service.
Well, I'm excited about that. Should be a lot of fun.
Bars lately.
So are you guys, either one of you, have any, I know you don't do anything, but Robb,
plans?
But I mean, are you going to go out? Oscar, you roared on St. Patrick's Days in the past.
It was bittersweet this past weekend as I was rotting in the library, and I said,
so sad.
Well, I see these hot chicks strolling by on Georgetown's campus because that's where I go. The library right down the street, not Maryland. So I go down there.
Are you allowed in there?
Of course. Homeless men can go in there.
Oh, that's good.
I always thought you
That's
needed
their Latin motto,
a
Mike.
student ID to walk in these places. And I was online. I said I was looking for a DC Public Library because it's the easiest place to go study.
Sure.
And they said the Georgetown Library, you can just walk in. And it seems to me that most libraries, you can just do that. Like, you just walk in.
So let me stop you right there
Yes.
when you say that you go to the Georgetown Library. So you get to sort of observe
Mike,
the
sometimes
hottes
I'll take
all
a
the time.
break and I was like, all right, that looks all right. And then I'll get right back to it. Right back to it.
Sure, right
Let
back
me
to
go
grind.
let me take a look at all these smart people. Yes, sir.
I was there on Saturday, and I remember it might have been like 9:45 a.m. because
Okay.
I try to get there around 8, and I see this gaggle of girls walk by, and I'm like, what the F? Like, what? This is a library, for God's sakes.
Right.
Were they all dressed like with their
Yes, they
their
had all
green
scurried
turtlenecks
into
and
the
all that?
library to get their girlfriend who was there, I guess, studying for an exam or
Mike,
something.
they're all dressed in the Amazon sexy
Yeah.
leprechaun outfit.
They had the little skirts on, the green tights.
Heather, we're going to Patrick's party.
Yeah.
Who's that older guy that's over there in the corner studying?
Why is
How
it-
come you're not wearing green? How come you're not wearing green?
Why is the Latin Unabomber staring at us like a serial killer?
Why
The
is the man
Latin
with the
uniform.
beard lurking? Why is he lurking? Why does he lurk?
So I noticed right then, I said, well, St. Patty's Day lands on a Tuesday, which means I should be getting drunk on a Saturday because that's when you celebrate, right?
Well,
That's the
and
math.
I've never been a real big believer in this because, but when I became a bar owner and an Irish bar owner, I loved the fact. But the ideal scenario would be
If you own a failing restaurant, contact us at foodnetwork.com.
the
been a
great
while.
thing
Finger
would
slipped.
be, yeah, I know. It would be the combination would be like a midweek St. Patty's
Yeah.
Day, and then you could almost, if you had like a Wednesday St. Patty's
Wednesday,
Double
you could
down.
Double
kind of do
down.
a Saturday, a Wednesday, and
Double
a Saturday.
down.
You know that
Double
type of
down.
thing.
Because you would, I remember, you actually opened the place on a St. Patrick's Day, right? That's when you had your
we would
grand
open at
opening.
6 a.m. on St. Patrick's
But I mean,
Day,
your
and we
actual
had guys
grand
lining
opening,
up outside.
Your grand opening was on St. Patrick's Day,
Yes,
wasn't
that's
it?
right. Yeah, absolutely.
And then you would start with eggs, and then
Mm-hmm.
you would go right on through the rest of the
we
day.
would have green beer all day long. And by the way, that was natural light. Flavored with green food coloring.
I
It
like
was
the
the
fact that-
cheapest swill in the world, and we
Not
charged
exactly-
a premium for it.
Not exactly Magic Hat.
No, not exactly Magic Hat, not by a long shot. It was natural light, and so was O'Mara's Brew.
What?
It was natural light.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
All the if you go Jimmy's Special or whatever, or most of the bars that were O'Hearn's Tap, it's usually the swill. It's because it's the cheapest thing on the menu. That's why it's the cheap beer. That's why you do it that way.
So that was my I guess the one moment where I said, "Effing A."
Yeah.
Why am I even dealing with this? I should be getting hammered right now.
This was not the attitude back at Dean University.
Shannon is
yeah.
99% Irish. She was going out with her girlfriends. Like, I knew they were doing things, and I was like, well, this is it. That's all I have. You know what? In a year and a half, Mike, I'll be all done, baby. In a year and a half,
So
I'll be all done.
you disciplined yourself
I
and,
had
and
to.
you didn't do it. You didn't do a thing.
I've got a waterfall of homework that just keeps falling and falling.
Oscar
and falling.
is now even sending me texts. And he sent from obviously one of his business papers
Right.
that had the name of an O'Mara in there. And I just
Oh,
said,
he's
oh
just,
my
that's
God.
a cry for help.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like,
I
is
was
this guy-
entertainment?
And
I
it's
got
like,
this,
and
I
Oscar
sent it
said,
to Mike.
Something.
Yes.
So is this guy any relation to you? LOL. I'm like, oh God, that poor guy. He's
Bad
like up
hack
to his
business school
ass.
jokes.
Yeah, pretty soon he's
Oh,
going to
my
be
God.
sending you a text that says, "What did you get on number 17?"
Actually, Mike actually, he was wittier than I could have ever been. Where he wrote, the guy's name is Mr. Christopher O'Mara, and he's the chief risk officer, or he was, for Lehman Brothers.
Okay.
And
Same spelling?
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
wow.
sent it to Mike, and I said, "Do you know Christopher? LOL, I'm a hack." And then he writes, I've been the chief risk officer my entire life.
Yeah, you're not going to see any speewax until you study federal crime.
So you still have, now you have tomorrow night. Now, will Georgetown be awash
Yeah.
with people. Yeah, I mean,
Just like
DC is a
Halloween.
great St. Patty's
It's the
Day town.
best. You could walk
And
into
not all of DC, but just this neighborhood, essentially. I mean,
And
even where
downtown,
we do the show. Yeah.
downtown as well. The Hill,
Yeah.
the Hill will be
Oh,
busy
the Hill,
too.
sure.
You could walk into. It doesn't have to be an Irish pub. I bet that Mexican place down the street is going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day. That's
It'll
just,
be
it's a cash cow.
Mexican. Yeah, with the O and the apostrophe.
One of my term papers for I was brilliant at constructing my term papers at American University with my own interests, and one of my greatest projects was Irish bars in the District of Columbia. And I did my research papers on the Irish Times, owned at the time by Huey Kelly and Jimmy Dolan. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Huey Kelly and Jimmy Dolan. How you doing? And then right next door was the Dubliner, and I think I interviewed like owners of 5
That was
Wow.
part of your. I think you've mentioned this in the past. It still blows my mind. That was part of your assignment.
Well, he made it be
absolutely.
part of his assignment.
Absolutely.
If
Yeah, I
you're
had to-
crafty enough, and if you have a teacher that doesn't care, you can. And I did similar things to that. If you can,
Right.
if you can sell the fact that this is a valid topic,
Well,
you can
it
do
was
stuff-
journalism, so it
Oh,
was
so
a valid
you're- well,
topic
that is
because
valid.
I was able to, talk about Irish, the Irish guys that came over,
You
and
would
I
have
would
been in
do.
the style section.
I would have been in the style section for
Yeah.
St. Patrick's
Yeah.
Day. But the Irish Times is also one of the places where I vomited Guinness. Because I had never had, believe it or not, back in the day, way back when, I had never had Guinness, and I drank it like I would drink beer at a fraternity party.
No.
But listen, you know what? You can drink all the Guinness you want. You're not going to stand up on a seat and give some sort of racist chant.
That's right.
But,
Exactly.
so
Mike.
so I
Here,
was
here.
sitting there, and I drank the Guinness, and I remember it was just. When you get saturation point of that stuff, it's a very, very heavy product.
I'm thinking. I'm trying to. I've never thrown up Guinness. I've thrown up lots of things, but never Guinness. Is that a particularly foamy discharge?
I don't have any memory. I know it was
Boot
just
and rally.
You know what my memory of was? It was gone as quickly as soon as it was over. I was kind of okay, but I still wasn't going to continue. But I could have if I wanted to.
Was there a
You know what I mean?
paragraph in the part about the Dubliner that what we learned in 1989 is that they never carded? Of course, that was then. That was then. That is.
I know
certainly
that
changed.
Don and I did a live show down at the Irish Times one time. That was from my
what a great
American. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just. I think DC more than it's just a great old city where St. Patrick's Day is still a big deal. And Rob, will you be? Yeah, I know what Rob's going to do. You're going to make corned beef and cabbage at home, right? Is that what you're going to do?
Yes, Mike, because I'm a jerk.
No, not because you're a
Why?
jerk.
No, because you're going to trot out that somehow is a disappointment and something wrong.
You're
for
not
someone
a disappointment.
Who has
Wow,
just a
is
trace-
somebody a little
Oh, it's
oversensitive?
touchy.
He's
I've got
nervous
a
about
trace.
he's nervous about tomorrow.
You know, you got it all figured out.
the CT.
I've got a trace of Irish blood in me, and no, I will not make corned beef tomorrow, but I will this weekend because we're going to do the supper club. It's our turn to host, so I'll do a corned beef.
No,
for
I
them.
never. I don't say you're wrong or I don't mean that. You're just boring. Well, you are. I'm boring. I cop to it. Don't you think you're boring?
Well, yeah, but he came out like it was a little vicious this time. It's like, oh, I know what you're gonna do.
Well, you're gonna do what you do.
That's what I do. Yeah,
You're gonna go home and you're gonna listen to your jukebox.
Sounds good.
I mean,
too.
I have to tell the truth to our listening audience. I mean, for God's sake, don't get sensitive at this point. We have to own who we are. I'm boring too, except I wasn't boring last night.
No,
I wasn't boring last
but
night.
I think
actually.
I guess the point he was really trying to make is that he's not going to defer to you for the first question because he knows the odds of you
That's
going
true.
out and raging.
Yeah,
are
what would be
slim
the
to
answer?
none.
Yeah, I haven't
No,
raised.
Rob, it's
And
not
I've been
wrong. I don't ever say that it's wrong, but you would never say, "Oh, it's incredible. We're going to 15 different bars, and Carrie and I are going to be doing this." You stopped doing that 100 years ago.
True
you don't
enough,
do that.
true
You
enough.
are a stay at home, which is perfectly fine.
I
It's
have
just
to,
not.
I have to
it's
cop
not
to it.
interesting.
Yeah. Now I will tell you this: that of all things,
I mean, it might be. Is this
You're
new?
being a
Is
dick.
it?
No.
You're being
Is
a
this?
dick about it
But
just a
but
little
is
bit.
but is this? But is this new?
it's not new.
It's
just
not.
what
I mean,
am.
really?
He's got the Leesburg life, which is totally cool, right? That's his
And,
thing.
and I
You
love
know,
hearing
I will
about.
tell you this, Mike.
And I love hearing about the middle school plays
Yeah,
too. I
Smartsville.
do.
When you Smartsville, not
should
Smartsville.
be called
Smartsville.
Smartsville.
Is where you live.
No.
The thing that's
Please.
sad, Mike, is that Leesburg doesn't really have the party flavor of Georgetown. It's not.
No,
It really.
no.
It doesn't really present itself.
Well, here's the thing,
Old
Rob.
Town
I'm a
Leesburg.
much much better alcoholic than you are because I used to take my alcoholism out. And I can tell you that
times have changed.
On the street, have you ever been into Payne's Biker Bar?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Okay, so there's a ground zero. I would say you could start there, and you could maybe even go to the fancy schmancy bar at that restaurant up the street that I used to like so bad. The Lightfoot, but it's a little too she for me.
Now
I don't like that.
There is a place in I think it's off of Route 7 that sounds like it was invented by someone who wanted to make fun of Irish people. I believe there is Paddy's Shenanigans Pub. And it has all the Irish flavor of sort of like an abandoned laser tag arena.
It's the bar equivalent.
I can only
it's
imagine.
the bar equivalent of going to the corner of the dollar store that sells the the antenna, shamrock antenna.
Exactly.
That's
exactly. So there are options if you want to go to Patio Shenanigans Irish Pub. But
I'm sorry that I made you feel like such a disappointment.
Well, you know what? You know what? When you really, really drill in the fact how boring I am, it makes me sad.
Well, it should. Get on, do a little something. Shake it up a little bit, for Christ's sake. I'm trying to tell you that for 20 years.
Well, you want him to live his life. You want him to live a life.
Sure.
It's fun to me when Rob does things outside of the norm. Look at him on the road, Oscar.
Yeah.
Look what he is on the road. And then when he gets
10.
home, it's just the door
10.
shuts and,
Well, you
that's
see,
it.
it's different. Mike wants me to live a life. I'm happy just to live. And, I think the truth lies just in the middle somewhere.
Why are you breathing so hard? To live. I love that guy,
I'm
that comedian.
trying, baby. I'm trying.
We will take a break and come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. I can't tell you how many listeners come up to me and say, "Hey, Adam."
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Mike, I'm dying to take a brief anonymous internet survey. Not.
Love it.
No, people don't like surveys, but we need you to take a survey for us. Effectively, immediately, all you have to do is head over to MikeO'MaraShow.com, click the survey banner right on the page. This is something new we're doing for you and for us. All kidding aside, it would help us out a lot. If you can take a few minutes on our behalf, it will genuinely help us match up our show with the advertiser that fits TMOS and appeals to you guys. We promise to never share or sell your email addresses, Scout's Honor. Just click the survey banner on our website and tell us the truth. Thank you, as always, for your support, partners, and now back to the countdown. So anyway, we want you to fill out that little survey. It'll give us a little better handle on
Mike,
our listenership.
It's going to help us be more efficient as a show.
Right.
As we serve not just the current advertisers we have now, but potential new advertisers.
And since you're probably on the website listening to the show right now, you can take the survey right now while you listen.
Top left-hand corner of the website, click Take Survey, and you're good to go.
Less than 5 minutes. Help us out. We'd appreciate it.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We were talking with Rob, and Rob got a little sensitive, and I've always been harping on him about hey, you're a stay-at-home dad, basically you're a suburbanite and all that. But the fact is that something that they do that's a little out of the ordinary is that Rob and Carrie take separate vacations occasionally.
We do.
And Carrie in particular will take a real vacation where she will go away, as she did last week when she went to Key West. And my question to you, Rob.
Yes.
How does your routine differ when Carrie is away?
Oh, it is a routine rooted, Mike, when she's gone. The routine is rooted in joy. Pleasure. No, it doesn't. What happens?
Well, you danced around that. I was going to say yes. It's just it's constantly just.
Oh yeah.
Like Rob, she's left the house.
Isn't it great when they're gone though?
Well, you know what? It is.
I love it.
It is great, although there are certain factors.
I mean, you're Mr. Dad. You got to take care of the children.
The kids, Carrie is the one that is most responsible for getting them up in the morning, because when I get up, I've got to get stuff ready, and I leave actually for the show pretty early.
Yeah.
So in the morning, it's a little bit of a crunch time, but I have to now, with Carrie gone, get the kids up, and they're not what I would call morning kids or morning people. So it can be a bit of a struggle, and even when they're up, it's, I was like, Julia, are you awake? Robert,
but what
are you
do
awake?
you do? What do you do
for you?
Is there anything you do that is something you would probably not do when she's around? Like whether it's leave doors open, whether it's frequent self-pleasure, whether it's eating something in a place that you would not eat. Is there anything at all you do when the kids are away and it's just you in that house where maybe Carrie would be there? I'm just curious about that.
It really doesn't change that much because I do pretty much what I want to do anyway. And the kids were home this week, so I had to take care of them as well. So I had to provide dinner. I'm trying to think if there was any really spectacularly different dinners, but no, there weren't. It's one of the weirdest things is having to deal with the dog is neurotic with her gone,
yes,
which is really weird because Carrie is.
You get along with the dog the same way? My dogs have completely and totally different behavior patterns when Carl is gone.
He is absolutely. Carrie is his favorite. And the moment she left, the first night, she flew out last week, and was like a dinner time flight. So I dropped her off at like 3:45 or 4 o'clock or whatever. And I came home, and it got to be nightfall, and he starts looking for her. And he looks at me, he'll come up to me, and he'll whine, tilt his head, and
he
walk
finally
around.
offed her.
Yeah. And so the kids say, what is the matter with Linus? And, of course, the dog is not even bright for a dog. But in order to get the kids upset, I looked at him, and I said, you're looking for Mommy. You're looking for Mommy. And he clicks his head, to the right like that. And
I
said,
dogs do that. When you see somebody's name that they like.
I said, she's never coming back. And the kids go, no, Linus, she's coming back. She's coming back on Monday.
Is she? She's coming back today?
Today I'll pick her up at the airport, yeah.
So now will you...
That's quite a long trip.
It is.
How long was she in
Monday
Key
to
West?
Monday, Mike.
It was Monday to Monday, and she saved some fortune by flying in on a Monday. I don't know what it was, but what am I going to do? Tell her not to do it and spend more money? I said, if that's what you want to do, honey, have a good time in Key West.
So have you been, has the communication been frequent with her down there? Or?
There's been a lot of texting. She likes sending me pictures of things she's seeing.
Now, Key West. I was having a beer with a guy last night that was on his way down to Key West, and Oscar, you should be aware of this.
How far are you from Key West?
I can make it to Key West probably about 4.5 hours by car if I wanted to.
Okay, very good.
I was telling Oscar was asking about beaches.
There's no beaches.
This is not a beach world.
Yeah.
They don't have beaches.
I heard I got to take a
Key West.
boat to the beach.
Yeah, well, that's probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably true. They go out to a little cay or something like that. So there's really one thing to do in Key West, and that is to party your ass off. Is that what she probably did?
There's been a lot of drinking and eating. Every now and then she just will pop up like a picture of a manatee or a goose or something. I don't know. Pictures of wildlife. There's been videos. I haven't watched them all because I'm quite busy. She texts a lot to the kids. There's been a lot of group texting and also like reminders like she thinks I'm not going to remember, I think, to take Julia to the tutor or to feed them. So she wants to remind me to
well,
take
that's
care
good.
of all
No,
this
see,
stuff.
but if she's doing that means she's engaged with what's happening back here, and and now the dynamic of this, it was Carrie traveling with two men, correct?
Yes, two gay men, a gay couple.
A gay couple and just Carrie.
And then they're going to meet up with her friend Jennifer and her significant other. She has the place in Key West. So they're staying at her place.
So it was like a couples deal, but two guys are gay.
That's right. And Carrie's by herself, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you met these two men?
I've met Tony, yeah, but I've never met the boyfriend.
This is a rough math situation here. Like,
meaning
really, that the positive could be a negative. You don't know.
Or the negative could be a positive.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll see.
So there's two women and two guys.
Right.
This isn't anything close to when she...
Three guys.
Okay, three guys.
Three guys, a couple, and a guy that's hooked up with Jennifer, and then Carrie.
Oh, so Jennifer had a...
Yeah, Jennifer's got a boyfriend.
Okay,
right,
nice.
right.
This isn't similar
Those
though,
odds
to when
aren't good for anything.
When she went over to Japan, like with her ex-boyfriend, right?
That wasn't an ex-boyfriend. It was just a guy that she did there. And you know what she did? Oh, she didn't send me pictures, but she sent a friend of ours pictures. She went to a drag show.
Yeah,
so she said that was
adds up.
fantastic. So
It's a pretty sexually charged
nice
environment.
cover.
Right there,
you think that's
Nice
a cover?
cover, yeah.
The pictures.
Yeah.
She was able to make that cover,
Yeah,
make
she's
that
like,
happen.
Hey, it's
So
just like
let
the
me-
birdcage here. Nobody's
Another
into
thing
this.
that I always knows about Carl, and I'll just bring my own experience into this, is Carl and I would always have a rough couple of days when she would get back. It's not, and I've talked to other married couples that undergo the same thing. It's not fabulous when you've been apart for a while. You actually have to settle back in.
Well, you know
and
what?
you
It's the
think
same
it's going to
thing.
be fabulous, but it's not. Do you have the same thing with Carrie?
Yeah, and you know what? It's the same thing with kids. If you send kids to like camp or stuff, they get into a different like mindset, a different persona that's not their, hey, I'm at home and I have to take care of this persona. So when the kids come back, they're always dicks. So we'll see.
That's that's when, and also sleepovers have to do with that.
Yeah, exactly. They got to like deprogram.
But also, like if somebody's away and they have a really terrific time, there's usually a little bit of a hangover when they come back,
Well,
and
it's
not
the
a
freedom,
booze
Mike.
hangover.
There's the freedom.
There'll be freedom. There'll be
Yeah.
the fact that, all of a sudden she's dunked back into a world of responsibility.
Yeah.
And there's probably, I'm not
Resentment.
bitter that she went
Do you
on
think the fact that
vacation.
she's been gone? Do you think that's why you are edgier than I've ever seen
Oh,
you?
yes, that makes
Oh, he's
sense
a
now.
tampon.
Right?
He's a
Oh, God.
For Rob, he's a tampon.
You
he's
called
he's
him
a
on.
Rob is sweetness and light, but he's been
It could
since
be.
she's been
It
gone
could
a
be.
little
I
bit.
don't like the routine. You know what? And it's actually what you said before. I don't like my routine disturbed. I am a creature of habit.
What time do you have to pick her up today?
Today, that's another thing. She's not sure. She said she would text me when she knew. She was checking in at the airport this morning. She thinks it's around 5. So
she got a heck of a layover somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah. But you know what? It's easy. I'm not that far from Dulles. If she calls me when she
right in
lands,
the teeth of traffic.
yeah. Well, you know what? It's not that bad for me
No?
because I'm way out there.
Damn.
All right, can I make a now? I'm not anyone to dole out advice to Rob Spiewak because God knows I have been the victim of failed relationships, and I'm trying to get it right. But what I do know, but I think I will never be accused of not having somewhat of an exciting life.
True.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah,
That's
true,
it.
true.
And I think, Rob, you'll be in a better mood when she's gone if you just figure out things that you wouldn't be able to do with her around. And I'm not talking about bad things. I'm talking about just
In the
stuff
future.
that you just in the future.
Yeah.
Like if something, it won't just be her leaving and upsetting your routine. It'll be something that
Like if you
but
wanna
he
just-
said it. He does whatever he wants. He does.
Yeah.
He does whatever he chooses
But he
to
doesn't
do.
want to do a lot.
So
Now you're going to upset him again. You're going to upset
no,
him again.
you know what? I will take advice from anybody. I might not use it, but I'll take it. So what you're saying is that the next time the opportunity affords itself, do more things that
For
I wouldn't
you.
do anyway.
For
Make
you.
Well,
myself
I
do
am.
things.
Of course, I am selfish, right? And when
It's
I said
never
to you,
shown.
when I said to you that,
That's great.
when I said to you about St. Patrick's Day, yeah, I've always, for the good of the show, of course,
Right.
something completely outrageous. It's like, well, Rob said, if you came in on a Monday and said, what happened? Well, the kids woke me up on Saturday because I was in my underwear out on the deck, passed out. It would be a complete and total windfall, but I know that's probably not going to happen. I'm not saying what you do is wrong. As a matter of fact, I admire what you're doing. It just sometimes, it's like pulling teeth when I'm trying to get anything
understand
out of it.
the
Because
tedium.
you're a perfect husband and father.
No,
you don't.
far from it.
No, but you don't divert from that. And even when you're, my God, I mean, I know in relationships
He's a good
past
egg.
I would have. Now I've finally settled down to a certain degree. But when the missus would be out of town, it would be like, oh my God, I'd be like,
phenomenal.
well, okay, open those doors up. Open them. How you doing? All right, bring it over. Come on over, Pete. All right, good
got
stuff.
a
Jerky, get the vodka. Get the
I
vodka
got
right
a
now.
hot text on, and I'll give you the perfect example on Saturday night, and it might have been around 8:30 p.m. and it's from a guy that I hadn't heard in a while.
Okay,
right?
all right.
And he said, "Hey, what's going on tonight?" And I wrote back. He said, "Look, man, I'm just getting wrapped up here, heading home." I said, "What's up?" I thought something was wrong. He said, "Oh man," he goes, "My wife's out of town. I'm just looking for something to get into."
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Rob.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
totally get
talking
it.
about.
I totally
Where
get
the kids are kind of pretty much self-maintaining, right? So
They
you
are.
could
Yeah.
you could do that, and but that's you don't do that.
I don't.
right?
I don't know. I guess it's how I'm programmed.
Yeah.
It's sad. It is sad.
No, it's not sad. It's not.
It
fun.
is. It's sad and
No,
it's
it's fine. It's
disappointing.
just, but when you're doing something like this for a living, you're like, I mean, I have to be honest.
I
I'm sitting there,
understand.
Couldn't you call,
I mean, look what Geronimo had to work with me. Seriously,
true.
what is
That's
that?
very
Denny
true.
Hamlin, NASCAR driver, getting his face licked by a Great Pyrenees at 5:00 in the morning. I mean, Jesus! And then Dom would yell at me for drinking the night before, but it was fantastic material. It was fantastic material for God's
What
sake.
about you can't call Tab because Tab's too far away.
Right.
What about calling?
I'm not sure that way. And by the way, Mr. Santana, I'm not sure. God love you, Tab, but I'm not sure.
that's not where
A
the
guy
fire's gonna
basically
happen.
basically that takes pictures of a pond and hangs out with his chihuahuas would be my first choice for a raucous weekend. Thank
What
you
about
very
Johnny
much.
Midnight?
Someone could fall into the pond.
Here's the thing, though, and here I am lecturing Mr. Spiewak, but at the same time, I missed my opportunity with young Patrick at the game. I know that if Patrick would have roared. He would have roared
ready
with
to
me.
go. It was an afternoon game, right?
We would have, yeah. And I've been there.
the timing.
I have been there before, but Mrs. O'Mara and I had a little evening the night before, and so we got a babysitter, and it was
We could have been sending you bail money, Mike.
I mean, can I be honest with you? Last night, yesterday afternoon, I should say, we probably for about an hour and a half, we went to the famous Tiki Bar.
Hey, you
the
haven't been
Crystal
there in a
Meth
long time.
Tiki Bar. The Crystal Meth
back,
Tiki
baby.
Bar, which was lovely, and
Did they let
sat
out
down.
a plume of smoke like they do at the Vatican?
Yeah, the dark smoke means that Mike is here. The white smoke means he's drinking again.
It's pretty amazing. You guys mentioned smoke. We sit down next to a guy that is 50 pounds heavier than me.
Big guy,
And
then, yeah.
He is a big guy, and we immediately start a conversation. This guy, what's that show with the two fat Mike and Molly?
Yes. Yeah.
This was the Mike. I swear to God, that's what he looked like.
And
he goes,
by the way, if you were as fat as Mike, you'd be on the police force. I
Yes,
just want to
and-
say that when you're writing a television show.
This
that
guy
makes
was
sense.
fantastic, and he said, "Yeah, okay, how you doing?" And somehow the subject of pot came up, and he goes, "Yeah, I've been smoking pot for 40 years."
Wow.
And I said, "Well, you
How
should
old
move
was
to
he, do you think?
Oh, probably maybe 5-6 years younger than me."
Wow, so he's
Maybe.
been smoking since he was little.
Yes,
like
he's
a
little
kid,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, and so you know what? He might have been. Now that I think of it, maybe he was even my age or older. I don't know.
Wow.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
For a big guy, he seemed that he goes, "Yeah, 40 years." In fact, there was a guy just out here a minute ago. We went out by that tree over there.
Oh,
he was.
no.
It was. It was the Tiki Bar. Immediately, you always find a character, and you always do that.
I know
And Carla disengaged from us. In totality, they've got a little game that they play on the TV screens at the Tiki Bar outside, and if you give that to Carla, it's like putting a video on for a child,
What, is it-
and she just goes over into the.
Is it
corner.
like a
She
trivia
does that.
game?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to it. She was playing solitaire at one point, and I said, "Aren't you going to engage?" She said, "I thought we were going to talk." Oh, come on, you don't care
talk
about
about
that. She said,
what?
"No, I don't." No, she didn't care. She didn't mean it. And so I leaned back over, and I'm talking to the guy. He's like, "Yeah, about that." And he's down with a bunch of people, and they were on their way to Key West. And I said, "Man, you'll be comfortable down there. That's where you bring all your." He said, "Oh, sure, I brought a bunch of it down on the plane."
Wow. No,
It was
but
fantastic.
I know that Florida is storied with its history with meth and stuff, but they're pretty strict about pot, right? There's none of the pot.
I don't know.
The legal stuff down there.
I don't
right?
know because I don't smoke pot, so I don't know what they're doing. But this guy cracked me up. He was loud about it too, and I think there's a newly emboldened pothead dynamic out there in America right
Well,
now
as
because
it gets
these people are
legalized
actually.
in more states, I think people, they get the
Yeah.
courage.
Yeah, he's a great guy though. Had a chat with him and gave him my business card. Said listen to the show and I hope he checks it out. And see, that's what you should do, Rob. You should have sat on your deck and put on a parka and smoked a big old fatty.
That
would
what?
have been
I've been really.
special.
I smoked a lot of pot over the years.
No, you
and I'm
didn't.
thinking of getting back into it. I know that Julia's taking an art class this year. Maybe she could make me an ashtray that I could use simply for my marijuana cigarettes. You know what might be better, Mike, is not to smoke the pot on the deck, but maybe to smoke the pot inside, sort of hotbox it, and then walk the neighborhood and introduce myself to neighbors. When I find the occasional neighbor that lives on my street that speaks English, and I will say, "Hello, it's very good to meet you. I'd like to have you back."
Some
to
of
the
your
house."
neighbors could actually probably find you a connection.
Some
that,
of them.
You could do
Are
really,
you kidding? Yeah.
all of them.
All of them
are there.
All of them.
No, it was great to go. And boys, if you get back down here, I'll take you out to the Tiki Bar because that is old Florida, baby.
I've seen it from the road.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have.
I
How
was
long
like,
since you've been there?
Carla says to me last night, I swear to God, this is a quote. She says, sometimes I just want to get a babysitter during the middle of the day and go over to the Tiki Bar at 11 in the morning.
Oh, yeah. That's healthy.
She drives by like going to the UPS store and seeing the people that go to the tiki bar at 10 o'clock in the morning. Florida man, good morning. How are you? Thank you.
Wow.
Well, I really feel as though since I have reconnected with my inner alcoholic,
You're back, baby.
Yeah.
this state is kind of opening up some new doors. For
Yeah,
me.
but don't
That's the way I look
go
at
to
it.
every door, Mike.
No, I will not go to every door.
Don't
I will
carry,
not go
Mike.
to
What
every
you don't
door.
need is like a big janitor's keychain.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
carry that. Just go
Right.
through some doors.
Well, like we went through one of those doors last night, and and maybe tonight and tomorrow. But anyway, we'll take a break.
Wednesday.
Not Wednesday. Wednesday he rests. We'll take a break. Come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hey there, boys and girls. I'm Tony Perkins.
I'm Gary Stein.
On this week's episode of the show, Gary tells a touching story about riding the train alone at 8 years old for the first time when he encounters a celebrity.
My parents wanted to get rid of me.
And the celebrity asks you what kind of movies you like.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a strange and sad story. It's not sad.
No, it's a good one.
It's a good story. Be sure to check it out. Hey, subscribe to the Tony Perkins Show on iTunes.
Even if you don't like the story.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Vistaprint. Listen up, small business owners, right now.
When?
At Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 business cards for just $9.99. I told a story about handing them out just in the last break. I hand my business cards out to everybody. And you know what? It's fun. We never talk about that. But I love handing out business cards.
You look cool when you do it. Yeah.
Well, you know, when you have something to sell and you got a business like we do where, people get the information they need, put it in their hands. And all you have to do is enter the promo code TMOS at checkout. That's $9.99 for 500 business cards. Are you listening to me? Are you? Hey? Huh? Come on. It's never been easier or more affordable to make a business card that screams you. And Vistaprint makes it fun and easy. You can pick from tons of cool industry-specific designs, add your info, and you're on your way, or you can even upload your own artwork or pictures. We've all made cards at Vistaprint, and they always turn out great. I hand out my TMOS cards all the time if you want to go all out. Upgrade to their signature stock and fancy finish, or even raised print. Vistaprint also has everything from marketing materials like custom flyers and banners to custom apparel, and all of it is 100% guaranteed. If you're not happy, Vistaprint will make it right. With 500 business cards on sale for $9.99, never a better time to professionally promote your business. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code TMOS to get this incredible offer.
News.
Millions of women watch Sons of Anarchy for one reason, and one reason only. That's to see Charlie Hunnam, a guy that I had the pleasure of interviewing in a trailer while he was eating a salad about 4 years ago. Well, they've seen Charlie also on that particular show in various stages of undress. But since the show was on FX, one thing you never got to see was full frontal nudity.
Oh, wow.
It turns out that Charlie did do a full frontal scene once on the Showtime series Queer as Folk. Unfortunately, it got cut because even though...
Oh, you meant the scene.
Oh, don't hurt me!
Did he do full frontal in the salad trailer?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
You know what I remembered about Charlie Hunnam?
What's that?
And now most people know this, but I didn't at the time because Sons of Anarchy was a brand new show. He was extremely tall, much taller than I ever
Really? How tall is
dreamed.
he?
He's about 6'2", 6'3".
Oh.
But you never see that with actors. They always,
No.
they're always shorter than you think.
And the other thing was the British accent. I had no idea that he was a Brit.
Like
and
it's
that
not
was
good
kind of
enough,
cool.
right? Like he's a dreamboat.
Yeah,
he's got
I
that
know.
accent now.
Yeah.
Well, he was playing too young, I guess, for Queer as Folk. Even though he was 18 at the time, he was playing 15, and Showtime censors weren't cool with that. Charlie,
I wonder why.
Charlie might be down with giving it another shot. He says, quote, "I don't know. I'm sure I would. I have nothing to hide." Oh,
He's probably packing.
Yeah.
God, man,
You know?
I do.
And by the
I
way,
have-
I've been helping children with cancer over the weekend, and I've just been so busy.
Speaking of nothing to hide, when I look at mine, I'm hiding it from myself. Am I right, fellas? Anyway,
Ladies,
Speaking of nudes,
Yes.
Kate Winslet, another Brit, has a proud tradition of getting naked on screen, going all the way back to Heavenly Creatures in '94. She's shown forbidden parts of her anatomy in 10 films, right up to The Reader. That's the one that turned Carla off, and Carla thought she was a perv.
Oh, because it was her and a young kid, right?
Yeah, and she kind of plays a perv in the movie.
Sure.
But that gravy train may have made its final stop. Kate is 39 now, and she says, quote, I've definitely got myself back into shape now from having kids, but my days of nude scenes are well and truly over, thank God. She's done a lot of naked stuff in movies.
Showed her rack in Titanic, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Famous
the
scene.
kids must have gotten a hold of those things, you know?
Those puppies.
Like beat up erasers now.
Mommy. Oh, jeez. Wow. She adds, quote, I'll still...
something.
Just tough to move on when you think of beat up erasers.
I know.
She says, quote, I'll still dip in and out of feeling confident as much as the next person, but I can genuinely say now more than ever that I really do love the fact that I'm curvy. I've got boobs and a bum and a man who loves me.
That's
there you
nice.
go. So,
Meanwhile, I
good
got to
for
go
her.
out behind the schoolhouse and beat the erasers, Mike.
Don't chew on them.
No, don't.
Comedy Central's roast of Justin Bieber taped Saturday night will air March 30th. Highlights included a surprise appearance by Will Ferrell as Ron Burgundy. DJs all over America. DJs all over America will be sharing the jokes with you today, but I will let you wait until the jokes are delivered by the roasters themselves. I will not be sharing that. They're all online. All of the jokes are online.
Yeah,
and it's
why do they
BS
not
to me.
carry it live if it's all going to be released anyway? I mean,
That's ridiculous.
They had people live tweeting it, and they have basically the transcripts. It's no reason to watch it.
Jeffrey Ross does not disappoint. That's all I will
never
tell
does.
you about that. Pamela Anderson's divorce is getting ugly. She just got a restraining order against her estranged husband and all-round class machine, Rick Solomon. And her petition includes nasty emails and texts where he accuses her of having multiple abortions. What a wonderful guy he
Nice
is.
fella.
Huh?
Yeah.
That guy's had a wild run, too. Think
Yeah.
about it. He broke out with the sex tape with
Right.
Paris Hilton.
That's right. He
Yep.
was that guy. Yeah.
Jeez.
Such a sleaze. He even calls her, quote, a serial baby killer and says she should be locked up. He claims she begged him to get her pregnant, but then aborted the child. He also claims she had 2 abortions during her brief marriage to Kid Rock. You know, it's despicable. It's obviously horrible if she did that, but I mean, it to me is so incredibly despicable for him to be doing this.
Why does everyone talk about his wisdom? I don't get it.
I also don't
the
know
wisdom
if I
of
believe
Solomon.
him. There's
he's
just too much.
He could be full of crap.
Yeah.
He even calls her a hypocrite because she's a PETA advocate, but she eats fish and shrimp. Oh, God, shut up, dude.
Right.
And she cooks pork for her sons, even though she's had a pet pig for 10 years. This guy sounds like he's grasping, and now I'm
Definitely
rooting for her.
grasping, yeah.
I'm rooting for her all the way. I really am. We used to think the best advantage men had over women was being able to pee in filthy gas station bathrooms without making contact with the toilet seat. This may be even better. A new study. Get ready for this, America.
All right,
get
a
ready.
lot of our listeners are going to
Bring
love
it.
this. The new study found that men burn almost as many calories sitting on the couch watching TV as they do working out. Hello!
Wow.
But women aren't so lucky. Now, the study was small, and it was conducted for a British TV show, so we can't necessarily take it as fact.
Oh, no.
But it says here a guy sitting on the couch for a few hours burns 640 calories, while a guy working out for an hour burns 834 calories. That's not a huge difference.
No,
There
it's
it
not.
is. There it is.
And yet I'm still as fat as ever.
The main reason calories in, Rob, calories in.
Oh.
The main reason men can burn so many calories sitting around is that they usually have larger bodies and more muscle mass.
True.
So they need more calories just to survive, even when they're not doing anything. I'm not sure that 834 thing is accurate, and I'm really not sure sitting on the couch that 634 number is accurate.
Are
I
you
really
sure?
don't know.
I think the British TV show that commissioned that survey, Mike, was Benny Hill. So maybe that takes some of the validity out of the survey.
Not everyone loved Will Ferrell's minor league baseball stunt last week as he squeezes his way into the news again. I love this. Legendary NFL coach and commentator John Madden hated the idea.
Yep.
And you know what? I didn't think about it until after the fact. In a radio interview the morning before it was going to happen, he said, quote, "That's a lack of respect. That's a lack of respect for the game and respect for what players have to do to get where they are. I've never believed in that type of stuff." Madden was told a story about something that happened when the Raiders he was the coach of the Raiders back in
Right.
the 60s. NBA star Rick Barry came out during training camp and said he wanted to suit up and take the field just to mess with the Raiders owner Al Davis, who was a friend of his. Madden says, quote, "I said, go ahead and dress, but we're going to treat you like a football player and not like an NBA player." After hearing that, Barry decided not to go through with it.
Wow. Why did you?
I don't know. Where do you guys line up on that with the Will Ferrell thing? I think it was. I could see one game, but going to 9 games and
Turning it
with
into
the
something.
helicopter.
And the fact that he did it for charity, that's one in the plus
That's
column.
the big win right there.
But it is.
Yeah,
it is-
absolutely.
there
That's why
is-
he did it.
There is some disrespect. And did you hear?
It's not disrespect.
Did you hear any of Madden talking, Mike? Madden
No.
sounds old.
Really?
Old. Yeah.
Like, you know when it would have been
Channel my inner
disrespectful?
Frank
If he
Caliendo.
did
What's
this in
that?
the middle of the effing game. If it wasn't spring training, if it was in the middle of the effing season, if it
yeah.
was a season was going on and he's going around, spring training by nature, you go to these games.
Yes,
You
let
know?
me tell you, it would have been fantastic. I'll tell you that right now.
Different animal.
It would have made the fans' day because the spring training has that vibe. At the same time, it was so Will Ferrell where he didn't really do anything.
Right.
No.
And he's gotten away. That man's had the luckiest career. I remember watching that, and people would have enjoyed it and be entertained. But the fact is, it's Will Ferrell like when he goes on a TV talk show. Wears a silly outfit and doesn't really do
Stunting.
anything.
It's
He
stunting.
stunts.
Yeah.
He stunts. That's
Yep.
all he does. And now a little something. 36-year-old Doru Apatri is a Romanian guy living in England, and he's friends with another Romanian guy there, a 38-inch tall dwarf.
Oh, that's pretty short.
Thank you, Rob. Well, ever since the dwarf got to the UK, we're almost at the finish line, pal. He's been getting himself into all sorts of trouble. He broke into a gas station. He robbed a few houses. This is the dwarf, and now he wants to get out of the country before the cops catch him. So Doru had a flight scheduled back to Romania last week and came up with a plan. He would put dwarf buddy in suitcase and check baggage. After they hatched the plan, Doru decided to post about it on Facebook.
Oh, no.
He posted it in a group for Romanians in the UK. Find me that page. And he asked, quote, "Is there any risk of me getting caught? If so, what can happen to me?" Duh. He got a bunch of responses, most of which were people calling him an idiot. He wound up deleting the post, but the police got a copy, of course.
Naturally.
And now they're investigating him and the dwarf. And I think we can all agree on one thing. He's not short on stupidity. Ah! He was just looking for a little help. And he almost got away scot-free. That's a tribute to our little elfin friend Scott the Dwarf. We'll take a break, come back with the audio vault right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, God. Oh, what? Oh, this is so gross.
Don't tell me. I don't want to hear about it.
Oh, my God. No, I didn't get it.
Tell me when you get it.
Oh, my God. I got them on my phone.
No.
Oh, yes, I
You
did.
never could put that hand again.
Oh, my
You
God.
have to learn to
Oh, my God. This is the most disgusting thing ever.
Don't get away from me.
Omeracast is available every Monday at MikeOmaraShow.com or download it from iTunes. Subscribe today and learn how to be a correspondent by listening to Omeracast on the More Broadcasting Network.
Wow, huh?
Did he just punt this week? What happened?
He said that he had sent me some promos that hadn't aired yet, so I thought I'd share you some from the back of the rack.
You know what I love about Serta? Marcus Serta always brings it, always actually tries to elevate his game.
Yes, he does.
And,
That one wasn't that great. He took a clip of a movie and then just chopped it up and spliced it right into audition.
Take that. Oscar, you'll have to take that up with Marcus. Hey, it's the 2015 bonus show packages, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a moment to talk about you. Are you happy? Are you getting enough sleep?
Yes.
Huh? Are you eating your vegetables? You have to take care of yourself and occasionally treat yourself to the best things in life. You should subscribe to the 2015 TMOS bonus package. Subscribe for a full year, and you will get full access to all of the 2015 bonus content. On-demand video access to every bonus show. Access to the entire bonus show anthology, and at over 25% savings.
That's exactly right.
And it is a great way to support your favorite podcast.
Nice.
It's waiting for you at MikeOmaraShow.com. Just click the banner marked TMOS bonus packages, and now you can even pay with a credit card thanks to Ponyboy. Yay! The TMOS bonus packages, because you are worth it. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Monday, March 16th, St. Patty's Day Eve. Here's Rob Spiewak.
Mike, do you remember the goat that says what?
I love all things goat on the audio vault.
That goat rules.
Here, this is the goat for those of you who've never heard it. The goat that says what? He says what? That's the goat that says what? What a lot of people don't know is that he was originally cast in Pulp Fiction. and he did not get the role. I think there was a contract mix-up, but they did shoot some test scenes, and here's one of them right here.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like? What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what? English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like. Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
So the goat never got the part, but I thought he
what
did a
shame.
good job.
He
Now,
died.
Bill Walton is, he's covering some of the NCAA stuff.
One of my favorite. Do you realize one of my favorite all-time obscure impressions?
Do a
too?
little for us, would you?
Bill Walton, we're really excited about, you're going to be watching the NCAAs.
Now that's it, and I have not heard this, so I've not been doing any rehearsing.
He was at a game in Las Vegas this weekend, and he was covering it with a guy named Dave Pash. The game.
Rob, is your wife coming home today?
She is, Bill. She'll be home this
Oscar,
afternoon.
are you in business school?
Yes, I am, Bill.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry. I was interrupting you.
The game, to be fair, the game was not close. I think there was a 24-point difference, but the game was still on.
Yeah.
And Bill Walton just started talking about stuff that didn't make sense. This is like a Gary Busey moment.
While you are here glorifying hate, glorifying dirty play, glorifying flagrant fouls and selfish individual play, I'm going to celebrate the birthdays of peace and love with Jack Kerouac, Liza Minnelli, and James Taylor, who have all been big-time headline performers right here in Las Vegas, the peaceful, relaxing meadow in the heart of the Mojave Desert.
Wait.
Sports Center's up next here on ESPN.
Have you ever been to a volcano when it was erupting? Have you ever been out to the SEMA Dome in the Mojave National Preserve, a 70-square-mile volcanic cinder cone? Oh, my gosh.
That's on the list.
That's on the list.
That's on the list. What a great comment by the way. That's on the list.
What
Yeah,
I
sorry.
love most about that is when he says Sports Center's coming up next. Have you ever been to a volcano?
That's fantastic. And it sounds like his play-by-play guy totally gets him, and they might be fun as hell to listen to if they do that all the time.
That's got to be a liner that somebody from the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Association gave them, right? They said, you have to plug this. We're
I
in
think
Vegas.
it's crazy. I don't think he's wigging out. I think he's crazy like a fox. I think he's
hope
doing
not.
that.
Mike, I'm tired of everybody dying. 2 deaths this weekend. Oscar, there's no chance we'll know who Gene Patton is. Do you remember Gene Patton, Gene the Dancing Machine?
Oh, my God, from the old Gong Show.
From the old Gong Show. He was 82. He was a stagehand that Chuck Barris, who hosted the Gong Show, just discovered. And as the Gong Show got crazier and crazier towards the end, one thing, the band would start playing, and they'd bring out a stagehand, and he'd dance. Listen to the audience go crazy.
Anyway, next act, ladies and gentlemen.
Here he comes. Big fat guy Oscar that would come out and do the
Is
Gene
this like
Gene dance.
hashtag the dancing panda?
No, it's Gene Gene.
Show. Make sure he sees the video. It was
I will put it on our
stupid
YouTube page.
and beautiful at the same time.
And
I
it
love
really- it
I'll be
would
doing
be-
it after the show. I'll be Googling it after the show.
There's 2 minutes of him dancing, and it would just be the audience would go crazy. You can't
And
explain
Chuck
it.
Barris would dance with him too.
Yeah.
He'd like put his hat down and just do
Chuck
this.
Barris was awesome. And
Yep.
anyway, save home Gene Patton. He was in ill health for a long time, and he was a real television footnote. Also, Mike passing this weekend. You won't know him by his name. Mike Porcaro, who died of Lou Gehrig's disease, but he was 59, the bassist for Toto. And too young. Toto made a lot of great records. And just it seems like everybody's dying. Pisses me off.
Now, see, there you go again. What time's your wife land? Really, you got to get back. It doesn't seem like. Can I just? I mean, we got a few extra seconds here.
Yeah.
Rob, it doesn't seem like everybody's
No.
dying.
No.
2 people we really didn't even know died.
A guy that nobody knows about except for Rob.
Seriously, a
Mike
guy
Gene.
on a third-rate game show
Yes.
that was and then a guy that was a bass player in a rock band that was not the headliner. So don't be so depressed about.
Yeah.
Will you give him some alcohol or something
don't
today?
know.
For the love of God, he's been a nudge today.
I
Really.
wish
Everyone's
everyone
dying,
could
Mike.
live. I wish everyone could live.
I don't
forever.
understand. I'll tell you something. It's just terrible. I don't know. Ever since I tried to get him to book guests again, he's been beside himself. I don't know. The world is going to hell. Yeah, you've got it all figured out about me, Mike. You got it. I'm just wrong. I'm a terrible human being. We got to give Rob some sort of, Xanax or something. I don't know what's
A great ad that premiered over the weekend. I like Kevin Bacon, and every time I see him on a talk show, I think he's great. But such a great idea to book him to promote eggs. A lady is cooking in her kitchen, and he just shows up.
There is no better start to the day than eggs for breakfast. Except maybe eggs with a side of
bacon.
Hi, Kevin Bacon. What are you doing in my kitchen?
Well, nobody knows eggs better than bacon.
Because it's your name.
Did you know that each egg contains 6?
Oh, degrees of separation, right?
Nah, I was going to say 6 grams of high-quality protein.
That is your magic audio ball. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Rob, I hope you have a great Monday.
Yeah.
I will do my best, Mike. I will come in bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
There we go.
Welcome
That's
back,
it. Another
Harry.
Mike O'Mara show is come and gone. You know what? Now I just figured it out. It's today because she is coming back. Anyway, be sure to join us again for more fun and more thrills at MikeO'MaraShow.com. If you wish to correspond with the Mike O'Mara Show with a letter or package, send it to TMOS, Box 2796, Leesburg, 20177. To get your message or birthday request into the Wednesday mailbag, email Robb at MikeO'MaraShow.com. We rely on your word of mouth. Tell a friend or family member about TMOS and make sure they get it too. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara saying, have a happy day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara Radio Entertainment.